Hello, and look at that. Liam's having some bed rest, enjoying his hurt foot. I'm starting in uh, some oxygen not included here. Starting the series I've already started on Desoland. I think it's called Desoland. Game mode, with the spaced out DLC. The one with all of the oil reservoirs everywhere. All the oil. So I've started here, done a little bit. I've got a hospital set up. Liam and Bonnie are, resting up after, burning. Uh, right now, I'm trying to dig this out so that there's space down here. Um, and I don't know how many of my duplicants have fallen ill to the heat down here, but quite a few. They're hard workers. They're braving the heat for the betterment of the duplicant colony. So that's a bonus. Where you going, Ellie? Where you going? I'm gonna follow you. What's up, Ellie? Yo, did you burn your arm? Oh, Gene, did you burn your arm too? Oh, are you are you okay, Ellie? Are you okay? Hmm. You're. She's a hard worker. That one. She's got like no health, and she's taking care of the sick. Ellie, you are just a beast. Look at you go. Okay, Ellie, you do you. So I've got this little base set up. Are you guys happy about that? Like, look at this. I'm gonna look at my. Let's. No, that's not the right button. That's the right button. I got some water. I got a bunch of water. Uh, let's look at the skills of these guys because I started out these. I think these are the first three. No, that one. Gene, Abe. Yeah, research. You're gonna see a trend here. Research. And Mia, research. I've got a bunch of researchers. So it's only been 47 cycles, and let's look at the research. I've got quite a bit. I got some exosuits researched. I got that researched. That's pretty good. I've never been able to actually get to exosuits before, so I mean, I've researched it, but I haven't ever built any. I need to get reed fiber, which hopefully at some point I'm going to set up this Dreco farm up here. Um, this is a 8x12 tiles. I like this 8x12 system because either way, let's see, with shipping, these things I believe reach 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 9 squares. Uh, so 9 squares means I can probably get two. I can get the majority of this with a sweeper. I like to do 8x12 because it's an easy number for collecting resources. With an auto sweeper, you only need one. But I'm making these a little bit bigger, and I might sneak one in the sides here somehow so that they can reach all of it. So I only have to put 3 in. I'm not sure if it'll work. We'll get there eventually. Right now, I'm just letting my duplicants mine away down here. Hopefully clearing up all this. We got slicksters down here being cute and adorable. Look at the little cute. Look at the cute little slickster. Look at how happy he is. He's like, carbon dioxide. Yum, I turn it into oil. They are so weird. They're like floofy, oily blankets with scary teeth faces. And pips are like saber tooth leaves. Has anyone ever noticed that pips look absolutely terrifying? Look at those beady eyes. Like like I think they're supposed to be nocturnal. Saber tooth sheep. Yeah. So I've got a few things. I got this natural gas geyser. I want to tame that. and turn it into a power source, I'm going to use a lot of natural gas. If I can get these oil pumps running, I also have a frozen core, which is nice. There's lots of carbon dioxide in here, which I could feed to the slicksters. It's going to be cold though, so I probably don't want to use it. I'd probably have to heat it up to feed it to them. And I have all these oil reservoirs, which means I'm going to have a lot of oil to make into petroleum for power, or eventually into sour gas, into methane, because I've never built a methane boiler. I would love to get that done this series. I'd love to get a methane boiler going. And we got a cool steam gas vent. Let's see what other things we got. We got a carbon dioxide vent, which is great. It produces a bunch of heat, 500 degrees C. Not a lot of gas though. It only a couple kilograms per cycle. Actually, no, that's quite a lot of gas. Let me do some math here. We're going to do a little bit of math. What is 420? Nice. 420 times 364.8. That's 153,216. Divide that by 1,000 to make it into kilograms. 153 kilograms over its cycle. I believe, well, during its eruption period, I believe that's several cycles, actually, though. So, I forget how many seconds are in a cycle. I'm going to look that up. Wikis are amazing. Because someone smarter than me has already done it. It's great. So, 600 seconds. So, 150. So, never mind. That's a lot of gas. I didn't think that was a lot of gas until I crunched the numbers. And now I realize that's a lot of carbon dioxide at very hot temperatures. So, I'm not going to open that until I have some way to mitigate the temperature. Which, I mean, it could vent things to the to space, but I need something that can hold a lot of heat to vent to space. Maybe some water. Maybe we'll vent steam to space. We'll superheat it to a maximum number. I don't think we have any good metals here. I think I'm gonna have to make steel. Yeah, I got iron ore, and I have plenty of coal. So we'll probably have to make some steel in order to get some sort of heat mitigation going. We can also probably fairly easily make some plastic. Get a petroleum manufacturer, make some plastic, make just a very simple setup. It's kind of what I'm trying to do, is get enough oil in order to make enough plastic to make some steam turbines. Ooh, what do we got here? I think we're good for duplicates right now. Fertilizer is nice. Once I get the energy production up, I can always make a whole bunch. Oxalite, we're going to print off some oxalite. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time I've actually used a hospital, which I basically just brute forcing digging in here. I'm just letting my duplicates go down here, almost die, get saved by other duplicates, and then healed up in the hospital. It's one way of doing it. It's not the best way. Would I suggest doing it this way? It's kind of slow. But I mean, people get their medical tending up, which is great. I guess. I could just stick with this style of play and just let my duplicates injure themselves a lot. I mean, there's some workplace hazards, you know, OSHA wants my number. But thankfully that doesn't exist in this universe, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, who's scalding now? It's Miyama. How's it going, Miyama? Hey, what you doing? You're a little hot? Yeah, you burnt your little toesies? Little toesy woesies on the thing? Let me just follow you. There you go. Yeah, you burnt your little toesy woesies, Mia? Mima? Mima? It's Mima. Oh, she's grandma. I just get that. I just got that. It makes more sense now. Um Oh, you're going back down in there? Oh, you're brave. Go Mia. Mima. Go Mima. Go Mima. You can do it. You can dig that lead up. Go, go, go Mima. Mima. You're the big baddest grandma around. Go Mima. Go Mima. Climb that ladder. Yeah, you did pretty good. Yeah. Alright, so what do I need to build here? What do I need to build? I'm basically just waiting for this to be dug, I think. Yeah, I'm waiting for this to be dug out. They got some oil reservoirs. I want to be able to mop up some of that liquid so I can put it into a little thing to be done. Who's scalding now? It's Ellie. Ellie, so fine, so hot. Look at you go. Yeah. Scalding. Mima, it's Mima and Abe, man. They're just the old folk just built differently. You know what I mean? They're just built differently. Look at them go. I got this vending machine here. I unlocked it with the buttons. I can't get to it yet because I need to dig into there. What's the temperature in here? Yeah, no, it's hot too. Yeah, so I'm thinking I kind of want to make a Slickster ranch. There are several of them. Kind of a tiered system with all sorts of tiles. What are those tiles called? The mesh tiles. All drops down, gathers up all the crude oil, ships it over to something to burn it. These oil reservoirs produce natural gas when they relieve the pressure. But I need some way to reduce the temperature because it comes out, if we look at it here, so much heat comes out of them. We're building, I believe it's in utilities. There we go, oil well. So, oil wells, the oil comes out at 90 degrees C or hotter. So, you need an amazing way to mitigate that heat. I was playing around with this type of map in sandbox mode, and the place was overheating. I couldn't grow any crops, couldn't do anything. So I have to get some sort of heat mitigation as quickly as possible. I think I'll go for a steam turbine, but I need to get some material research out of the way. So I need a material study terminal. I don't think I have any. If I look at here, I got some radiation up in the sky, but I don't think I have any uranium, which kind of sucks. Without any uranium, I have to rely on either shine bugs, which, they're pretty good. They give off a little bit of radiation. Enough of them, and you're producing quite a bit of radiation. Or I can just go into space and gather the radiation. It also requires a lot of power. It's 400 power in order to power those rad bolt machines. 480, I believe. Which right now I'm running on some hamster wheels. This base. 400. Yeah, I believe it's 400. Let's see here. We're looking at material steady. Where would the rad bolt things be? Radiation. There we go. So rad bolt generators, yeah, 480 power, right? 480 watts. So I could put them up here, and I could put a little thing up here, but it's going to be difficult. Like, it's going to be really, really difficult for me to get a reliable amount of rad bolts because I'm going to have two guys running down here constantly in order to keep this stuff going and the rad bolts going. Not to mention the station. Let's see the station. Oh, the station's 120 watts. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of energy. And I don't know if I can manage that. But thankfully, there is one thing. I do have diamonds. Lots of diamonds, which means I can make glass. Diamond glass, which is good. I can put it up here so that the radiation can come through. Actually, does diamond block radiation? Radiation emission, radiation absorption 0.8. So it doesn't really absorb a lot. Let's look at lead here. Lead radiation absorption factor 0.85. Oh. Okay, well. Okay, so it does absorb a lot of radiation. So, huh. That's going to be difficult. Guess I'm going to have to just. Oh, hello. Who's burning? Oh, it's Ellie. Go, Ellie. You're doing fine. Okay. Everyone's burning. Yeah, that's normal. Ah, Mima's in the hospital. Oh, you're so sad. Yeah. So, I guess I have to do the material research in space, which means I need to get these guys up and going. So, let's see here. Yeah, you guys are scalding. If someone falls unconscious down here, they've been able to save them. I'm counting on that. If they don't manage to do that, I'm not going to be doing so good. So, I think we want incubators left and right. We're going to have a pneumatic door here and here. The pneumatic door is there just to let the gases pass through. The hydrogen's great. It's already there. I might come up and they might have to hold their breath, and I'm built to build this. I need to build some tiles here to hold the gases from spewing out. This side will be fine. I'll replace them, I guess, but yeah, that side should be fine. Ooh, who needs leveling up? Okay, washrooms. I need a bigger barracks. Ooh, food. Let's deconstruct this real quick. I'm gonna have a refrigerator without it being refrigerated because I'm basically just having meal wood or fried meal lice. No, pickled meal lice. Pickled meal lice. Oh, you can be leveled up. Okay. Electric engineering operating. Go, Liam. You can do it. You got the most fabulous blue hair in the world. Okay, food here. There we go. That I'm gonna put on priority 9. Furniture. Here we go. Put another one of those in. And put that at priority 9. Gives us something to do besides getting burnt and alive by slicksters. Ellie, you're not doing so hot. I mean, you're doing a little too hot, but, you know. That's the rub. Alright. I guess everyone who's on the other shift is in the hospital. Let's look at that, actually. Yeah. The morning birds our shift are all injured. They're all doing really bad. All right. Okay. Well, let's skip ahead a bit. Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, your injury probably not helping you. Oh, you don't need to level you up. You've already leveled up enough. Okay. What was I doing again, guys? I forget. I was definitely building this ranch, or planning out this ranch. Stations, that's what I'm looking for. I need a shearing station. Shearing station, shearing station. We need a grooming station. I guess I'll put them there, beside the incubators. Okay. That's a good start. And then I just need to put Bomb Lily on the bottom. And go from there. So I need a liquid lock in order to keep the air from leaking out of here. I need some sort of breathing apparatus. So let's see here. That's finished researching there. Breathing apparatus. Okay, let's research that. We're gonna make some oxygen masks, which are alright. We're running sort of low on water. I say as I have 3 liquid reservoirs almost full. Yes. So, shearing station, bomb lilies. The nice thing about Drecos is that they're an infinite supply of phosphorite. And you can use phosphorite to make fertilizer, which means your plants can grow faster, which means they use less resources. They mature at a quicker rate, which means you use a lot less resources. Fertilizer does require dirt. As we can see here, let's look at our fertilizer synthesizer. It polluted water, the smallest amount of polluted water, a little bit of phosphorite, and a little bit of dirt. It produces a tiny bit of natural gas and 120 grams of fertilizer, which is great. And it also produces heat, but yeah, heat's heat. Since we're going to have a lot of polluted water with our power generation, the fertilizer synthesizers I can set up to produce a bunch of fertilizer. The fertilizer will help a lot. Let's see here. Does the farming station say 5 kilograms per use of fertilizer? And they can, I believe, every cycle they can put the farmer's touch. I believe micronutrients. No, nothing on micronutrients. Okay. Fertilizer. Oh, you can feed it to sage hatches. That's kind of cool. They produce coal. It produces power. 72 kilograms per cycle. Okay. So one fertilizer synthesizer can produce 72 kilograms per cycle, which means 72 divided by... Yes, I'm doing math in a video. Get over it. This game is all about math, okay? Well, it's not all about math. You can brute force a lot of things in this game without doing the math. It just makes it harder. 72 divided by... where is it? 72. I was just looking at it right here. Farming station. 5. 14 plants. You can do 14 plants with one fertilizer station. Or fertilizer synthesizer. That's what it's called, the fertilized synthesizer. So 14 plants per cycle. Okay. 14 plants per cycle. I want to grow, I believe, who's our starting guys here? Bonnie, improve tinkering. There we go. Jean. Jean and Miyama. So we got Jean, Bonnie, and Miyama. Mima. I don't know why I'm calling her Miyama. Not her name. It's Mima, as in grandma. That's gonna keep bugging me every time I click on that. She's a rancher. That's all Ellie needs to do is ranch things. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, I need to put edible. There we go. And then they can put all the food away into storage instead of sitting out. So, phosphorite. These guys produce, I believe, 10 kilograms of, 10 kilograms of phosphorus per cycle, which means we can use it for synthesizing fertilizer and for feeding shine bugs. Shine bugs can produce eggs, and that's free. The fertilizer is free, or the phosphorite's free from bomb lilies. The bomb lilies will always grow as long as there's chlorine. So there's no input, which means the more Drecos and bomb lilies you have, the more that it snowballs into extra food and extra resources. For one thing, you can use it to produce power if you feed the phosphorite to shine bugs, because they have such a high high reproduction rate. They can live for very short amounts of time. They produce a lot of eggs, and those eggs you can turn into omelets, and you can do it automatically just by putting them into storage. And you can produce just a bunch of eggs, like cracked eggs, and you can feed those cracked eggs to sage hatches and produce a lot of coal, which you can turn into power. You also produce a bunch of meat that way, because you're growing all of these sage hatches and Drecos, which eventually die and turn into meat. It does take a long time, but it does happen. Eventually, they turn into meat, which your duplicants then can eat. And you can get a sustainable base off of basically just Drecos, bomb lilies, and shine nymphs, sage hatches, and if you want to go the extra mile, where you have all of your coal power plants, you can have a bunch of slicksters. Slicksters turn out all of the carbon dioxide into crude oil, which then you can process to make water. However way you burn it. So if you turn it into natural gas with a sour gas boiler, you'll get polluted water from, where is it here? It's in power. Polluted water from the natural gas generators, and you can process it into clean water, which you can then use for bristle blossoms if you like. And that clean water, you can sieve it through water sieve, the polluted water gets sieved through a water sieve, which can produce dirt, which you can use to produce fertilizer or feed to your mealwood plants. And it's just a giant cycle of producing a bunch of energy. So that is an input. So oxygen not included, there is thermodynamics. The laws of thermodynamics kind of apply. The thing with oxygen not included is that you have inputs. You have infinite inputs of different kinds. So you either have your wild seeds. So you have wild planted. This people's favorite thing is to wild plant a bunch of plants and you harvest them using pips. Like you wild plant them with a bunch of seeds with pips. There's no inputs. You just have to make sure that the atmosphere is correct for the plants, and you have an infinite food source. But that takes up a lot of room. My solution is just to have these little guys doing their thing, producing a bunch of food, you know, and you can kind of make it smaller. You don't need as much space, and it's a lot less time consuming to set up. As long as you have enough, ranchers, it works out pretty well. Then again, I haven't really gotten to that stage yet. We'll get there eventually. That's kind of the plan for this place, is to kind of set that up. What else was I talking about? Oh yeah, these inputs. Natural gas has an input, and it has a heat input. So thermodynamics, so you have energy that's put into the system by these inputs. You have your natural gas guy, you have your geysers and the like. You have your oil reservoirs, which are also a way of outputting resources. So you can output water. So this gets rid of water and produces crude oil. So all the water that goes in this disappears. The heat is retained, but the mass is removed from the game using the oil reservoirs. Which, that breaks so many laws of physics. But it's a video game. It wouldn't be fun if it was a perfect simulator. You wouldn't be able to do all the crazy, ridiculous things you can do in Oxygen Not Included. The other thing is your these guys. These guys can be an input of heat, or they can remove heat. So each one of these guys is born at your critters. Sorry, your critters are had a brain fart there. Your critters, they're born at a certain temperature, so you can use them as a heat sink of some sort to remove heat, as long as you have the temperature that they're born in higher than the temperature that they are born. So they absorb that heat over time, and in doing so, they remove some of the heat from the system. So what you really want to do is you want to look at these guys and you want to see what's their comfortable range. Comfortable range is 35 to 90 degrees Celsius. And they can live in steam, Drecos, which is pretty crazy. That'd be fun to do, is to set up a steam ranch for fun. I don't know if your duplicants could survive in there, but your Drecos definitely could. You get the steam just 105 degrees. You want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. The Drecos will live there, not comfortably, so they won't eat as much or whatever, but they can live in it, and they could be born in it for that matter, and absorb all of that heat. So that's kind of funny. So it'd be one way. It's one way of removing heat from the system. It'd be really funny to see, to hatch Drecos to cool a steam vent. I mean, we could do something crazy like that, or try to. Crunching the numbers, you probably need a lot of Drecos to do that. More than we have. And probably more than the game could handle, but it's something you could do. These guys, they don't like heat as much, so you can only get them up to 49 degrees Celsius. So they don't absorb heat as quick, as easily. I mean, they do reproduce really quickly, so potentially could be absorbing a lot of heat. Slicksters, on the other hand, are just they just love temperature. So I think they're born around 60 degrees Celsius with temperature, so they can input a lot of heat into a system if their room is colder than that. But yeah, it's kind of weird that you can use critters in this game to mitigate heat. Basically, all the critters in this game are cold or warm-blooded depending on the temperature. They basically use the heat to power themselves. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so what are we building? Oh yeah, we were building this. I got sidetracked. This happens to me all the time. So sweepers. We're gonna want a sweeper. Let's put this sweeper. It's 5, right? 5 over from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's 4 over, 1 in the middle. Okay. So that's 4 over, and it's 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there is 1. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one can go like right over here someplace. I wonder if I stick it down here if it reached the other one. Oh well, we'll just leave that for now. That's the plan. We also, we need that research here. We need to grab some insulated tiles so we can insulate this from everything up here. Ah, enough to get, yes. We can mop up the burning hot liquids. Yeah, there we go. I want the crude oil. How much is there? 725 grams. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a start. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Oxygen Not Included. I'll see you guys later with another episode, another update on these guys. Once I've done a little bit, we'll see where I get. And it'll be a new episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.